So Assassin's Creed Mirage has been out for about 6 months now. It got some performance updates, some content updates, there's some new stuff in the game, and right now it's on sale, so I assume there's a lot of people checking it out and considering buying it, and that's why I'm making this video. If you're one of those people, this video will tell you if the game is good for you or not. Now, if you're interested in my opinion, back when the game came out, I did make a video about the game right when it released, and that was more of a negative video because in all honesty, I didn't enjoy the game as much as I thought I will. I thought it's a fine game, all in all, it was a good entry to the series, but it wasn't anything mind-blowing, it wasn't anything that's worth your attention. But after taking 6 months off from the game, I had some time to chill out, think about it, come back to the game, play the permadeath mode, and my thoughts are changing about the game. And there's a lot of new things I want to say about it this time. So first of all, I want to get the bad over with. My first problem with the game is that it's too short. I don't have a problem with short games. Back in the day, Assassin's Creed games weren't that long anyway. But this game just feels short for games nowadays. Even compared to older Assassin's Creed games, it doesn't feel like it has that much content. It took me less than 20 hours, or about 20 hours to beat the game, so it's not really a long game, and especially nowadays when most Assassin's Creed games and open world games in general take for like 500 hours to beat. This game doesn't hold up to that standard, but if you don't have a problem with that, then it's really not that big of a problem. I think 20 hours for about 40 bucks, which is right now 50% on sale, so like 20 bucks, it's not bad. I think it's really worth it. I think it's really getting your monies out of this game, but you gotta know it's one of the big problems that it's too short and it's not gonna be as much of a time sink as the recent RPG games have been. And that extends to the content in the game, which is also a really big problem in my opinion. There's not much to do after you finish the story. You finish the story, there's some collectible side things that you can do, but there's not many side missions. There aren't any upgradable stuff that you can get, like buildings or whatnot. You can upgrade your abilities, but you can, for example, like in Brotherhood, you can't invest in buildings and build Rome, which I think would have been a really cool system in this game, even if it doesn't like completely fit historically. I think it would have been a nice system just to have something to do after you finish the story. Right now, there's not much to do after you do that, except the permadeath mode, but I will get into that in the good part. For now, there's not much to do and there's a lack of content, so that's one of the problems in the game. And the last two problems, which are more kind of nitpicks, are first of all, the story cutscenes don't look good. I just wish they used motion capture and not these weird robotic animations that they used also in Valhalla. I just think it looks weird, it doesn't look natural, it takes away from the importance of these cutscenes that I'm watching, and it makes the characters not look so good. I enjoy the designs of the characters, but the cutscenes just make them look bad and act bad. I really wish they would have done some motion capture and proper like editing and camera shots and whatnot. It would have been more immersive and more fun, and as it stands right now, it's really not that, and I really hope they do something with the next game, with Assassin's Creed Red. I really hope they do cutscenes better, because this just doesn't hold up to games nowadays. It doesn't hold up to older Assassin's Creed games. Like I recently played Syndicate, and the cutscenes in that game are 10 times better than this game. I don't know what happened, the quality went down for some reason with the cutscenes, and I really hope they fix it. That's one of my nitpicks. And my other nitpick is the assassin focus ability. I just think it breaks the game. So if you don't know what assassin focus is, you can press a button, slow down the game, tag up to 5 enemies, and just instantly assassinate them. You can literally teleport to them, kill all of them in one shot, which I really think breaks the game. It looks cool, and it feels cool to do it, but it really breaks the stealth sections. And I know some people are gonna say if you don't like it, just don't use it, but you know, if it's there, I'm gonna use it. I can't stop myself, and I think it breaks the game, and I would have liked if it had some downside to it, or if it was balanced in some way. That's a nitpick, it's not really that big of an issue, and if you can just not care about that, then it's not gonna be a problem for you. So that's it for the bad. In case you haven't noticed, if you watched my old video, it's much less than what I said in the old video. I like the game a lot more now, and I'm really excited to talk about the good stuff. If you don't mind shorter games, and if you don't mind games that aren't too good looking when it comes to cutscenes and are not too long to play through, this game is right up your alley. And I'm gonna get into the good stuff, why I think that is, and why I'm appreciating the game just so much more nowadays than I did when it came out. Now, before we get into it, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, it really helps the channel grow, and it is very much appreciated. First of all, I gotta give credit to the permadeath mode, because it is what changed my mind about the game. I didn't like the game as much because I felt like it didn't have too much to offer, it was too easy, I beat it too easily, I didn't feel like I needed to upgrade my abilities too much, and it felt like everyday stuff that I'm doing, just chores. But playing the game in permadeath mode means that if I die, I just die and have to restart, so it makes the stakes a lot higher. And it also, I did play it on the hardest difficulty, so it also adds to the challenge of the game. I cannot be detected because that most likely means that situation is gonna be bad, and I need to be more smart with my situations and just approach the game in a different way. It really made me appreciate the mechanics, especially the equipment, which, by the way, it's the best equipment style thing system that we had in Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. There's 5 different pieces of equipment that you can use, and all of them feel unique. They have different upgrade paths, which also makes them even more unique. And it's just a really nice mix of old and new. So you have skill trees like we had in Assassin's Creed Origins or Odyssey or Valhalla, and you also have the equipment that we had in Syndicate, Unity, and Ezio games and stuff like that. I really think it's a nice mix of all the stuff, and permadeath really makes the game shine in all of its best parts. It just makes you appreciate the game a lot more. And if you're scared of permadeath, let me just say that I am not the kind of person who plays permadeath. But for now, I thought I would try it, since the game is short, why not? Might as well. And I did, and I really think it's really fun. So if you're like me and you never liked permadeath modes or challenge runs or speed runs or all of that hardcore gamer stuff, try it. I really think you should, and I really think you will like it, because I did. And this whole second permadeath playthrough thing opened my eyes to how nice the game's story is designed. When you start permadeath, you can skip the intro if you're playing a New Game Plus, and you just get straight to Baghdad. You have to take out one of the Order members and do some side missions before that, and then you get an open-ended kind of thing where you can choose between taking out 3 different Order members, and you can do them in whatever rank you want. You can just do the side missions for all of them and leave the assassinations till the end. You can assassinate one and do his side missions and then move on to the next one. It really makes it open-ended and more fun to go through the game again, which, if you watched my latest video, which was about replayability ranking for Assassin's Creed, I think I would bump up Assassin's Creed Mirage in that ranking. I feel like I didn't give it enough credit, because replaying this game really just shines a light on how nice it is to be able to choose what missions I want to do. Every character and every character of the Order of the Ancients has side missions that are tied to him or her, and you can just decide to do it whenever you want. If you don't feel like doing it, you can move on to the other member and come back to this one. It makes the game feel nice to go through again, and it makes me feel like I'm in control of the story and where it goes and how it goes. Which brings me to another highlight in the game, which is the black box assassination missions. In case you don't know what that is, they just drop you in an area, tell you to kill a target, assassinate them, and you can do it in multiple different ways. It's kind of like the Hitman games, but very much more limited, in case you played those games. I had played the hitbox assassination missions, the black box assassination missions in Valhalla, and before that in Unity. 1 or 2 of them before I played Mirage. And then I played Mirage, I didn't like them as much, I felt like they were limiting, but then I went back and played Syndicate and finished Unity, and I gotta tell you, the black box assassination missions in this game are, I think, the best in the series. My second ranking would be Syndicate, and my third would be Unity. Syndicate just had a really fun kind of black box assassination missions that gave you different unique ways to approach the enemy, but it did feel kinda limited. I felt like in Syndicate I either had the classic assassinate while sneaking approach or the unique story approach, and that's it. In Assassin's Creed Mirage, you do have the just assassinate, also the story approach, and you have some side approaches as well. I felt like the black box assassination missions really are a lot more polished in this game and more fun than anything that came before it, and I think they are the highlight of the game. There's few of them, but I did enjoy every single one of them that showed up, which just makes me beg Ubisoft to bring back the mission replayability feature. I don't know why they removed it. I guess it's hard to implement when you have a big open world RPG, but with a game like Mirage, it would have been perfect to be able to replay missions I choose to. I love that in the old Assassin's Creed games, and I really hope they bring it back, but that's not a slight against the game. The game still has great missions, and I did enjoy most of them, And going back to it again really shines about how good it feels. Just how good and how much approach availability you have. You have a ton of tools you can use, you have the stealth, you have the story, you have a lot of ways to approach a situation, which is really appreciated. Speaking of tools, I already mentioned that I think it's my favorite system in all of the Assassin's Creed games, but other than that, there's also the skills, there's also the equipment you can use, the clothes, I mean. There's a lot of different unique systems that are working together in this game, and I did appreciate how simple it was. You know, after all of this time gaming and having all these big complex games on my mind, it feels nice to play a game that's just easy. Not easy in combat scenarios, but easy with playing as my character. I like RPGs. I like RPGs a lot. I grew up on them. But I don't want every game to have this deep, intricate character building system. I liked how in Mirage I can just get my skills, the skills I like most. There's not too many of them. It felt very, very shortened down compared to other Assassin's Creed games. It reminded me of the system that they had in Syndicate or Unity even. It didn't have too many skills, but most of them felt impactful and fun to get. And also the armor system, there's not too many armors like in Valhalla. There's like armors and there's skins that you can get. Armors I only have like 6, maybe 5, 7 throughout my 2 playthroughs of the game, so it's really not that much, but each one of them has a unique like armor perk that it gives you, like making less noise when you stealth, making less noise when you kill people, stuff like that, which is easy to see, easy to understand. You can choose your favorite and just stick to it. And there's also the skin system, which I have more skins than I have armor pieces in the game, and they all are just nicely designed. I did enjoy most of them. I'd rather have less skins that are good and very well designed than have a ton and not like any of them. That's what happened with Valhalla. I genuinely hate the armor design with a passion in that game. I felt like everything is too bulky, everything is too golden, everything is just straight up ugly. I would have rather had like half of the armors in Valhalla, but make them look good. This game did that. It has very few armor pieces compared to the latest games, but most of them look amazing. The Master Assassin set in this game is just 10 out of 10. The Initiate set, 10 out of 10. A lot of stuff, basically. I don't want to get into spoilers, but all of the armor sets in this game look amazing and I did enjoy all of them. The die system felt a little limiting. I would have liked if it was open to all armor pieces, but I did enjoy it and it was better than not having it. Another thing that I want to give a shout out to is the codex system. I know this might sound random, but I really love the codex in this game. And I also have it in Valhalla, but honestly England is just not that interesting in my eyes, but Baghdad really is. And the codex system just is basically a whole Wikipedia page for Baghdad in that time. Which is really mind-blowing that we get this amount of content with a game that we buy nowadays. And 99.9% of people won't even open this page, but trust me, if you have this game and you're even slightly interested in history, check this page out because it's really well designed. Each item has a different and unique picture with a text next to it, which you can read, understand, just immerse yourself in this world more. And I really don't think it gets enough credit because it's really just a lot of effort that they put into it. You can feel the passion that they have for these games with the Assassin's Creed games and the Ubisoft team, and I really do appreciate it and I wanted to give it a shout out because it's an amazing system that I really hope they keep in the future games, and I think more people should give it a shot because I'm pretty sure most people don't even know that it exists. And lastly, what I wanted to take a minute to talk about is just the gameplay, how the stealth feels, how the parkour feels, and just let's get straight to the point. It feels great. Runs great, it's polished, it's fun, it feels good to assassinate people, feels good to parkour. It's one of the best, most smooth feeling Assassin's Creed games out there. I recently played Unity and I really didn't like the jankiness in that game. This game has zero jank compared to that. It just feels good. It might not be as customizable when it comes to parkour. I can't just jump and climb the same way I did in Unity or other games before it, especially the Ezio series. But it is a step up from what we had in Valhalla and Odyssey, and it just feels like the most polished one out there. It just feels good. The stealth is also really fun. It's more polished than Valhalla, thank God, but it is in need of some improvements. I feel like it's not, like I said, it's not as hard. The assassin focus ability just breaks it and it makes everything way too easy. But I did like it all in all. In the end of the day, I love the gameplay of this game, and it just feels good to be in Baghdad. It feels good to explore this game. It feels good to live in it. Which is also another thing I wanted to mention, the graphics in this game. I know that I said the cutscenes don't look that good, but Baghdad itself just looks mind-blowing. It looks stunning. The gameplay design of the clothes and how it moves with the cloth fabrics is just 10 years ahead of Valhalla. The whole design of the map of Baghdad is just brings out the parkour, and it looks amazing. It looks mind-blowing. Every district feels unique. Every district has a different vibe about it, and Baghdad as a whole is just an amazing looking city and amazing for parkour as well. Graphics in this game are really mind-blowing, and I can't even imagine how good Assassin's Creed Red will look. And on more of a personal note, the last thing I want to mention is that I love the fact of who this game is for and who Basim is. I love that we finally have an Assassin's Creed, the game that me as a Muslim guy can enjoy and relate to. I love that there are different kind of assassins, each with their own history and culture and stuff, but we never had a Muslim one. The closest we got to that was Ezio, I think, not Ezio, Altair, which was fine, but it was the first game and he really wasn't the most talkative kind of protagonist. So I really love that Basim is someone who I can personally relate to. I just want to say that I appreciate it, and I appreciate how much respect they gave to the culture, how nice they portrayed it, and how nice it just feels to have this game in my collection. So in case all of this rambling still hasn't convinced you, I think this game is great. It went up in my ranking by a lot now replaying it. It's one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games now, and I really do enjoy it. It's a fun game, I think it's worth the while, especially on sale. I wouldn't recommend it at full price because of the short runtime, but on sale it's just an amazing game. If you're a fan of the series, you should play it. If you're into history, you should play it. If you're just any kind of interested in this game or its setting, then you should play it because they really gave it its due and they treated it with respect, which is the most appreciated thing that I can say about this game. And I did enjoy it a lot, and I can't wait to see what the team does next. I know that they are working part-time on the new Assassin's Creed Red, I think, but I do know that they're gonna probably make a separate game like they did with Mirage in the future, and I'm really excited for that. Let me know what you think. Assassin's Creed is fun. That's what my channel is about. If you're interested in more Assassin's Creed videos, check the channel. There's videos on your screen right now. There's more on the channel. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, do all of that things. And thank you for watching, as always, and have a nice day.